I travel, you travel, we all like to travel, but no one travels and thinking that they're not going to make it back home. And that's what happened to Ashlee Jenae when she went on a trip to Tanzania with a significant other. It's a terrific thing that happened here, but I want to know your thoughts at the end of the video. What do you think? You know, do you think he had something to do with it or not? Let's check out this video.
Lifestyle influencer Ashlee Jenae died during a trip to Zanzibar earlier this month, and now her family is demanding answers. Ashlee's final posts on social media were of her celebrating her birthday with giraffes in Tanzania, Africa, and getting engaged to her boyfriend.
It was beautiful.
McCann. But there's a local report claiming initial investigations determined Ashlee took her own life during the trip after falling out with her fiancé just days after he proposed. Joining me now are Ashlee's parents, Harry and Yolanda, and their spouses. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys.
Thank you.
So local authorities in Zanzibar initially said that Ashlee took her own life, but you guys released a statement saying that her death was suspicious. What do you think happened?
We're not too sure what happened. That's what we're trying to find out. I got 2 emails today from the embassy in Zanzibar that said the investigation is still ongoing. That they have not determined the cause of death yet at all. An investigation is still on still pending right now. So there has nothing official has been released. That's what we're trying to find out. We just want answers.
I think that's a bit weird that they haven't found out the cause of death of their daughter by now.
What was the initial call like when you first learned that your daughter passed away?
The call was shocking. I mean, it was devastating and scary, honestly, because we don't know what's going on, what happened.
What did they relay to you at that time?
Well, the communication came to us from the hotel Zurich Zanzibar, where they were staying. It didn't come from the hospital or from the police.
Have you guys since spoken to authorities or the embassy?
No.
We've had little contact with the embassy, but no, not with the police.
So were you told
husband?
anything about the manner as to how she passed away or what exactly led up to her passing?
Officially, no, we have not talked to any part of the police or anybody in the medical field at all. Nothing has been.
What was it that the hotel initially told you guys?
That Joe McCann, who she was traveling with, that he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
So Joe found her?
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later.
And I
relaying.
we just think it's very odd that our daughter is traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later,
11 hours.
Something had transpired and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashlee was okay, she was stable, and she was okay, and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes. 11 hours later.
So have you spoken to him since, and what has he been saying?
There has been no communication.
Guys, I do think it is a bit suspicious that they haven't heard from Joe until 11 hours later. I don't know, and I'm not trying to defend Joe here at all. We have to presume that he's innocent until proven guilty for sure. But, you know, maybe it could be a time zone issue, right? I mean, it's in Africa, there's families in the States, maybe something you don't want to startle the family in the middle of the night about something that happened to their daughter. I don't know if Joe was thinking like that, but I do find it odd that they didn't hear from him directly at first until like later on. So it's a bit of an issue for me there.
Wow, shocking. So, you know, as you've seen, the local report had claimed that she took her own life. Did you guys
They're
ever
not buying
think that
that.
Ashlee had any mental health issues?
I don't think that's farther from the truth. If you go to her page, you know, like you can see, she was a beacon of light. You know, she liked being online, like being in the camera. She was an influencer. You know, she loved her family.
She loved her family.
She loved her family.
Most of the
What was her mindset like before going on this insane African birthday trip?
excited and happy, and she was elated that she was traveling for her birthday to celebrate and be with who she wants to love with her life.
And you guys said there's really been not much communication between you and her fiance, Joseph. What, if you could say anything to him right now, what would you say?
Just want to know what's happening.
So,
What is your understanding as to where his whereabouts
They
are
think he
now,
did it.
and why do you think he would be avoiding your calls?
We're unsure right now. Because we're trying to seek the answers.
Do you know if he's spoken to authorities at all?
We're not aware of that at all.
Because what I know is we haven't spoken to him, so I'm not sure if he's who they are talking. It's one of those, it's
Our attempts to get information.
I'm so sorry you guys are going through this
Yeah.
right now. That must be extremely confusing, especially if you are saying that she was so excited for this birthday trip, didn't really have any history of mental health issues. That's got to be extremely confusing and frustrating for you guys.
It is a bit weird because usually you would think that if they are mental health issues, then obviously maybe this person took their life or so. It's it's a bit tough. It's a birthday trip, and Ashlee, she appears to have been like someone who was an influencer. I know she was on TikTok, etc., and she had a lot of followers. It doesn't really add up that she would be somebody who would want to take her life, if that makes sense. Something that I noted inside of this is that the family spoke about Joe basically avoiding their calls, and it could be for a number of reasons. I mean, typically in these situations, the first suspect is usually the romantic partner, right? We see this a lot in times domestic abuse kind of situations, kind of cases. But with a situation like this, you're suspect number one. You were last seen with her, or you were with her or so. So immediately authorities are gonna reach out and think that you did it. There's just gonna be a presumption of that. And maybe Joe's lawyered up, and maybe a lawyer told him, hey, don't talk to the family, try to clear your name, etc. But in any ways, the truth will come out. That I know. Let's go.
Very sorry you're going through that. No parent should ever have to bury their own child. Have her remains been released to you yet? And what are the plans for the funeral?
We don't have any of that. We don't have any of that information.
So from your understanding, her body is still in Zanzibar, Africa. What is the last update you got on your daughter's death?
we haven't had a first update yet. That's
The only thing was a brief email from the embassy stating that the investigation was ongoing.
Yeah, that's not what
That's
we
it.
hear as a parent.
Everything that we reach out, we knew about the footage at the hotel. Was there any footage? Did you look at the footage? Did you see the footage? These are things that's very important to us. These are things that can clear everything up. It gives us the timeline. It lets us know what happened. We have not seen or heard or even anything about any kind of footage surveillance. No. These are things that we need to know.
How are you guys feeling right now?
Devastated, lost, a lot of unanswered questions.
Did you guys meet him before this trip, or did he ask you for her hand in marriage before proposing?
That's a good one.
Yes. We have one.
Yes.
Thank you so much, you guys. Is
So
there
the-
anything else
the
you want
family-
to add? I know a lot of people are wanting to hear from you and probably have just as many questions as you guys do at this time.
We're just going to have them just want the answers to the questions that we're asking and that everyone's asking. We need help getting information, and that's really what we're asking for.
Yes, and that's the reason why we went to social media on Sunday. We had to get it out there because this happened on Thursday, and nothing was out there, and nothing was talked about, nothing was there. So that's why, this is what happened. This was our daughter. Everyone needs to know what happened. And that's why that.
Well, I truly hope you guys get the answers to the questions that you deserve. You deserve to have everything answered. And I'm so sorry.
Yeah, she's right. The family does deserve to know answers about what happened to their daughter. If I'm the family, one of the things that I would want to do at this point is fly to Tanzania. We got to find out what happened. We got to know what's going on. We got to get on the ground. We can't just simply rely on the U.S. Embassy to do everything for us. And we got to get down there, get some facts, go to a hotel, pay people for footage, and get some information as to what's going on. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because I haven't seen many people talking about it, and it pisses me off. There are some YouTubers out there that has discussed it. Shout out to them, because we do need to highlight what's going on, especially to, you know, people traveling around the world that are getting hurt. My understanding is that she got to Tanzania in early April with her partner, and then they got into a bunch of arguments in between the time of the death. She was found unconscious, I believe, in her hotel room, but she died at the hospital. So we would really want to understand any kind of statements from the hotel staff who might have observed Ashlee Jenae arguing back and forth with Joe. We would want to know that. The other thing that kind of speaks out to me is the fact that the family did meet this man, and I wonder if they had any inclination as to whether or not this man was a proper guy. You know what I mean? The guy you bring home, you check him out, you vet him, etc. But usually people don't appear to be proper, right? Usually they put on a facade, and it's so good because they've been active for a while. And I'm not trying to say it's Joe, but it seems, or at least appears to be, that it could be, right? Last person to be with her. And that raises a lot of questions. And typically in these kind of cases, it's usually the guy, the significant other, the partner that does something. It's an interesting case nevertheless, but something I wanted to point out is the horrific comments that we saw online. I mean, you can look at this day by day. It's horrific. A celebration of someone's death. It should never be a thing, and it makes me wonder what kind of place are we in nowadays. You see it all online, TikTok, Instagram as well too. It just seems like people are kind of celebrating this unfortunate situation. And in the back of my mind, we got to remember, look, it could be your sister, it could be your aunt, it could be your mother, your grandma, whatever the case is, because we all like to travel. So I've just kind of wondered what state of the world that we live in currently, and what does it mean? What does it mean for us as a society? What does it mean for how we interact with situations and things that take place? Because it speaks to our morality, right? What kind of person do you want to be at the end of the day? Do you want to be the kind of person that's saying things like this, or maybe you just don't care? Very unfortunate, and you know, I send my thoughts and condolences to the family for what's going on, and I hope they get some answers. I really hope the family takes a trip down to Tanzania to really go and demand the answers that they're entitled to. Let me know what you think in the comments. You know, I do think it's too early to presume that Joe, you know, unalived her, innocent until you prove it guilty, and we got to see some kind of evidence. And that doesn't mean I'm trying to dismiss Jenae's situation. Not at all. Completely not. We need to know who did this, and we have to get it right. An unfortunate situation. So we have to presume he's innocent until proven guilty. The circumstances surrounding the incident does not seem appealing, and it indicates that he may have something to do with it. But we'll find out. What do you think in the comments? Is it too early to say he did it or not? You know, what are your thoughts about the situation? Let me know what you think.